And so now you're able to move on to the next stage in the process, which is the reprogramming. Now, the reprogramming process is really about reframing in our mind our association with a lot of these things, right? So, if your old association was, if I have to get up at 5 or 6 a.m., I'm going to feel tired and I'm going to feel grumpy, right? So that's your old association. And so we release the negative emotional charge and all those beliefs, and we let it come up and we let it pass through until we feel more neutral about it, right? And now you've got to ask yourself, okay, what would I prefer? So, how would I prefer to feel? So, if I'm going to get up at 6 a.m., how would I prefer to feel about that? Well, I would prefer to feel energized. I prefer to feel productive. I prefer to feel accomplished, successful. We're reprogramming, we're creating new associations. You need to identify now, with respect to the behavior that you're wanting to change, right? If you change that behavior, now I'll use an example. I used to struggle with drinking too much. This was obviously many, many, many years ago. It's been a very, very, very long time. But I had all sorts of associations in my mind that I had to neutralize. These things that I thought I was going to miss out on. If I quit drinking, I'm not going to have any, I'm going to feel awkward around friends and in social situations where everyone else is drinking and I'm not drinking and I'm the weird one, right? How am I going to have a romantic evening with my partner if I can't have a glass of wine? Like all sorts of silly shit, right? And so as I release on all of that, well, now I can begin to reframe those things in my mind. And so those things that were sticking points for me before, now I can say, well, how would I prefer to feel about that? Well, I'd prefer to allow myself to feel so comfortable with myself that I can easily have an enjoyable romantic evening with my partner. There's no sense of loss that I'm not drinking the alcohol. In fact, I feel even better about myself because my mind is clear. I feel empowered. I feel good within myself. I feel confident about the fact that I am an empowered woman. I don't need to resort to such things. And so it's this reprogramming, reframing process that we're doing on all of these old associations.